EMC, they don't have anyone by that name or any unidentified females. And also, EMS closed themselves out.
Probably
On the
radiator
call.
fluid
I gave them a call
dripping.
anyways and told them that she's still missing. If they can just put it out to their units again, they have that message.
I have that, thank you, man.
June 55.
Okay, CMS, 86-year-old female, vertigo, along with the heart palpitation.
Using 86-year-old female, vertigo and heart palpitations, 2137.
Not too sure how that happened. Not sure if they were making a left-hand turn or if they were coming straight from Washington Street over there. I'll tell you one thing I noticed too. People with those cell phone mounts that are right on their dashboard, they were looking more at the cell phone than the road itself. So those things should be considered illegal. If you can't hang anything from your mirror and drive, and that's supposed to be considered a distraction, how can you hang a cell phone or a GPS from the mirror and consider that not distraction? I mean, and manufacturers make those things so you hang them from your mirrors. So how do you figure that into the equation? You know, people got this. Some of them are almost literally right in front of their face. And if you pay attention to people driving, some of the Uber drivers have these things almost in front of their face when they're driving, and it's almost as if they're following the map on the cell phone rather than the actual road itself. It's almost like it's kind of like hypnotizing them or something. Who knows? They said, next to, nothing major, no fender bender.
Delta 103, can you pull off from Norway for a bit before removal at the New York pizza?
I'm not too sure if all this, well, it can't be all from there. That's something else. You got a lot of fluid still dripping out of there, though.
Channel mode.
This is a pretty busy intersection. Just a stone throw away from the police station, which is right here. Get an ambulance going. See, this car right here is supposed to pull out of the intersection, so you're not in the, like, you pulling over 2 feet doesn't help the ambulance getting around you. Like, that car just will sit right there too. I would have pulled all the way out of the intersection completely.
Bravo 103.
The first car, and this is my opinion, should pull all the way through the intersection if it's safe to do so. Look both ways as if you're crossing a regular street. Pull all the way through. Don't pull over 2 inches. That doesn't help the other cars behind you if you pull over 2 inches.
Go on 102. Code 24 and 12.
28 Mattapan, and you can ride the Mattapan for free. From Roxbury to Mattapan, you know, round trip. In a pretty tough area, you know, because buses come out and making lefts and right turns, so it's.
Cancel EMS.
902 Lima K1 said it was an 8-boy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, doesn't look like major damage. You know, definitely radiator is leaking fluid.
They just upgraded that armed robbery. Saying that there's a male there armed with a knife that robbed them. Black sailor. Got it. Black sailor on 6 feet tall wearing a red shirt.
Yeah, that.
Got it.
I don't know if it's just me or this intersection looks kind of dark, like right in the middle there. It's really dark in the middle. The bus is gonna have to maneuver around it. He can do it, but it's kind of tight. Nobody's patient anymore.
K1, we're on Helen.
Everybody's impatient.
104 Adam, Robert.
Sorry, ma'am, you can preempt us. You can send on that 103 phone. Okay.
Delta 981.
981.
Just a block, Westland, Mass, Boylston, and Hemingway. All the stores have the picture, and some of the street people do too are looking for us. So everyone can start to spread out. But if they're not on something, they should be out looking for us.
Something to focus on too is that the potential building down there where coffee places been having an uptick of a lot of robberies in the last few months. You know, like just today they had about 5 robberies in that area all alone. So that's something to be concerned about. We're walking them over to the police station over there. I don't know. I'm assuming they were coming from straight across. But if that was the case, then somebody would have to run a red light. Because the lights don't allow you to make that. Because you can't make a left. See that sign right there? You can't make a left onto Malcolm X, I should say. You can't make a left going the other way either. So somebody would have to run a red light then. In that case, I mean, the way that car's positioned looked as if it was coming out of here, and they were going straight across.
498, got it.
If they were going straight across, then either they ran a red light or a car coming out of here ran a red light. So if they were coming the same way this car is coming now, that means somebody out of here ran a red light. Now, if that didn't happen, they were turning from there, then they still have the left-hand turn. They still have the right-of-way. So, looks like either way, somebody messed up. Because if you're coming from this direction, you only can make a right-hand turn. The only way you can go coming from Washington Street this way is making a right-hand turn. There's no other turn to make. There's no left-hand turn. There's no straight because you're going up a one-way street. So that car didn't see that police cruiser there all that time. She's on the phone trying to take a picture. That's why. Look at that. And that's distracted driving. One day I do a video on how many people are distracted driving with stuff in front of their windshield. I mean, some people can drive without it bother them at all. A lot of people have difficulties.
Speaking to the guy behind the register here, no knife was shown. He said he used it to try to get us here a little quicker.
No knife was shown, got it.
Said he, wow. That's called making a false 911 call. When you say that someone has a knife and you only know that they don't have a knife. That's called making a false 911 call. That's actually a criminal offense.
Go ahead.
8 boy on Harris and traveling behind Nacho 140.
Washington Berkeley behind a stolen motor vehicle. The K car there.
Two or three, we're gonna break off. We'll meet up with them.
Thank you. Charlie, Robbie, you can pound that down. Okay.
5-4.
Said, check for a child left alone, 21 Warren Police. The caller is not home. She said the father of her child dropped off the 3-year-old without her or anybody being there. The 3-year-old said the child is there alone.
He was trying to hang around for the tow.
East Berkeley.
Give you guys an idea what they have around us.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I got.
One day I do a when they open that up, I do a tour around that thing.
Okay, well, we got him in custody.
In custody there at Washington East Berkeley.
This intersection would be considered Washington Street and Malcolm X Boulevard. It used to be called New Dudley Street, and they called it Malcolm X Boulevard now. So they changed the name like they changed everything else. But it's now called, just so you know, Malcolm X Boulevard. It wasn't always Malcolm X Boulevard. It used to be called New Douglas Street. And before it was New Douglas Street, I think it was something else before that. Forget what it was before that, but it was another name. Now the cars that's making this left-hand turn find it very difficult to make it, because they got kind of weave through traffic now. One of the Boston police pickup trucks there. I think they could have designed this intersection a little bit better than this if they really thought about it. It could have been designed a little bit better.
Ma'am, we're gonna go check Clemente Field. Received.
Bravo Tango 55. 14 Falls, the owner came out and moved. Can you attach me to the family call? Operator of the 1560, walking Salem.
It doesn't help that these cars are trying to beat the light too.
Delta 103, we're going to be L20, but you can preempt us when we back up the crew.
You got it.
Kilo 914 on motion R. Good evening.
Good evening.
Pretty tough location to get into an accident, because you're in the middle of like all the traffic.
She says he did leave the child in the house. 21 Warren Place.
Delta 101. 101. Ma'am, we're going to transport one to the K car from this location back to District 4, starting mileage 29429.3. 2155.
That bus is gonna have a tough time making that swing. Like I said, this intersection could have been designed a little bit better, I think. It could have made it a rotary, how big it is. It could have been a small, maybe it could have made it a rotary. It's possible.
K1, can we get a south side of this way, please.
Okay, good.
Where you got it? Washington, East Berkeley. It's a Chevy Tahoe, so I don't know if they need hard or easy. Washington, East Berkeley, we're going hard or easy. Hard, please. You got it, Washington, East Berkeley, Tahoe.
One day I'll do a demonstration, or I have one of the tow truck drivers do a demonstration what's a hard tow and an easy tow. They call everything a hard tow, and it's not necessarily what it is. Hard tows are usually if you got like missing some tires or you got a rollover. That's usually considered a hard tow. An easy tow is considered if all four tires are on the ground and there's no damage to the vehicle.
Delta 101.
That's typically called an easy tow. That's how you put it in a nutshell. But now they call everything a hard tow, which is not necessarily true.
2157.
Now, a hard tow could be considered a 4x4, but that's not really necessarily a hard tow either. A hard tow with a 4x4 locked in all four, that could be considered a hard tow. Or a truck with a plow on the front of it, you can call that a hard tow.
201 Charlie Robert. City side, Washington, East Berkeley.
I'll take the 832. So do you have anything going on Phelan Street?
I had a disturbance call at 12 Phelan, yeah.
Copy that, thank you.
Let's see how long it takes the, wow, that's not good. See how long it takes the tow truck to show up. That's interesting. And some of these drivers, they'll see a car. I've seen this with my own eyes. They'll see a car coming in their path. Rather than them put the brakes on, they'll physically step on the gas. This car got no headlights on right here. He has to know his lights are not on. He's on the phone too. Wow, interesting. No headlights on, and you're on the phone. Doesn't help anything. This guy's on the phone too. Distracted driving comes in many forms. There was a guy maybe a couple of weeks ago that was staying at the intersection of Washington and I forget what's it, Warren and Harrison Ave, and he was standing at the intersection with a notepad and a camera, I believe it was, or something he had in his hand. But he's doing a traffic study. And two things he was doing, I should have did a video of it, but I didn't think about doing a video of it. He was doing a study of how many people had their seatbelt on and how many people were actually distracted behind the wheel. And he had alarming numbers of how many people were not wearing their seatbelt and distracted at the same time. So you got some people were distracted with their seatbelt on, some people distracted without the seatbelt on. I don't know the name of the group, but it's like an independent study group that they do throughout the city. And they just come by and And look at this guy right here. He literally crossed over the line. Now they got, keep in mind the light is green over there. They got the red light over here. He's got a red light, and what is he doing with the red light? Look at this. On the crosswalk at a red light. He cut this car off. And he's over the line. He's got a red light. Can you figure that out? He's still trying to go and the light's red. Look at this. He's still trying to go. Can't make this up. Where's he going? He's running. Now he's running the red light. Wow. You can't make that up, guys. If you knew the area, he should have went down Charlotte Ave, which is the street behind me that takes you over to Washington Street. So instead of coming this way, he would have took the right on the Charlotte, and that would take you off to Washington Street. You can't blame it on the GPS because most of the GPSs are updated for that street. I figure I'd give you some video footage of the day, you know, watching cars weave around a car in the middle of the road. Typically this will probably be, you know, I would pause it and then wait till the tow truck shows up. But I see if I just run it straight through, see what we get. Got a tow truck in the back over there. He might come on the opposite side of the road just to grab that car. Well, it's too dangerous to do that because there's a lot of cars coming that direction. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Can't make this up. Can't make that up. You literally can't make that up. You see a tow truck with flashing lights, a blue car with flashing lights, or police car with blue flashing lights, I should say, and it still don't use caution.
435. Apologies. Can you just have EMS swing
He's telling you to
back,
go,
guy,
and you're not even understanding what he's telling you.
Thank you. If fire gets attached, just let them know they can disregard. They just left. Yes, I'm with the 421 and the 660. We're all set. Just very intoxicated. Got it.
What's up, my man? How you doing? I've been around, man. Been around the whole city.
All I have is CK people are fighting. Bravo 12-1, can you also head down there? 543 Columbia.
Fire to the center.
Thank you.
Earlier this morning, Rosendale
Got it.
had a pretty decent fire in Rosendale.
K1 L20 arrested location. Thanks, all out.
Received.
What's going on, man?
Got it. It's gonna be 232-018-979.
Bravo 4 Kilo 424, invoice change with
Take it, sir. Got it, so when I go.
Okay, that's pretty much it. Auto service and tire. Automatic pin.
Bravo 52 at Bravo.
That's the other thing I noticed. These cars shouldn't be going straight from the left-hand lane. That left-hand lane over there is only for making a left-hand turn. It's not to do anything else other than the left-hand turn. I even see buses do that, so that's kind of dangerous. Even this guy right here, this guy's doing an illegal turn right now. That's the illegal turn that he's doing. He's not supposed to make a... Take care, buddy. He's not supposed to make a left-hand turn off of Washington Street like that. I mean, and they don't realize that the signs speak for itself. Like, follow the signs. The signs, Most of the signs don't mislead you. There are some misleading signs, but the majority of the signs in the city of Boston, they're really not misleading you.
You can cancel him as he finally
They do correct them after I call them on it, but a lot of them, like, you gotta follow the signs. The signs gonna kind of dictate how the road pattern should work. If you're making a left-hand turn from here, you're totally in the wrong. No, speaks for itself right there. Traffic cam right above just to catch all the mishaps that people be doing. All right, guys, I'm headed out of here. Catch you guys for the next one. Be safe out there. Watch out for the drivers that are inexperienced, I guess we'll call it, or we'll call it distractive driving.